Well done. Kenyans received a shocker this week when the prices of unga hit 153 shillings on the shelf, which is the highest known price in the last 5 years. In fact, the last time the prices were this high was in 2011, when it was just about 150 shillings. But now crossing over to 153 effectively makes ugali the most expensive ordinary meal. And what basically we are doing this week on Food Friday is just to look at food prices and how the week has been for your plate.
When you go to our neighbors in Uganda, you'd get a packet of unga maybe at 80 or 90 shillings.
In April 2017, my ugali meal cost me a total of 771 shillings. Now in 2017, my meal is 174 shillings more expensive than the very same serving in 2011. Now that's 29% more expensive, and I can buy 2 extra packets of maize meal with this difference if only I could turn back the hands of time. If only.
We actually watched the prices of unga rising. And after much discussion amongst literally almost any farmer that had maize in Eldoret, we knew it was going to happen. We knew it was going to be a record-breaking year for unga on the shelf.
So now that begs the question, why has it taken so long for the government to respond about it?
This is a situation where the traders and some, not all farmers, are hoarding.
Ordinary bread and maize flour are VAT exempt, which means they do not benefit from deductions of input tax. Therefore, the input tax is inbuilt into their selling price. In order to make these commodities affordable to the common mwananchi, I propose to zero rate bread and maize flour to remove VAT altogether.
We are in a time of drought, which is not just unique to Kenya. In fact, the entire East African region and the Horn of Africa at large is experiencing a drought. And this drought is what the Minister of Agriculture is blaming for the shortage of maize in the country and in the region right now.
The importation of maize during the next 4 months will be duty-free.
This is not a blame game. I think it's all of us. There are a few things that we could have done. We wouldn't be having 5,000 kgs for a bag of maize. We would already have done the duty waive a long time ago. By January, by now, we would have brought in maize from the international market, which is cheap. It can get to Nairobi less than 3,000 or less. So already we would have controlled the price of 5,000.
We are spending almost 200 billion importing food.
It looks these unscrupulous businessmen are frustrated farmers because importation is some kind of lucrative business. So it's part of a design to frustrate farmers so that they import, make money. See, that's not fair.
There's a huge difference between production and population increase. What that means for the pastoralists, for example, firstly, for the government, it's a lack of control or ability to control maize prices when you are more and more going to be dependent on imports.
On Tuesday this week, the Minister of Agriculture and the National Treasury held a crisis meeting at the Treasury, which also involved the millers to discuss these high food prices and also find solutions on how to tame it.
We expect the price of a 2 packet of unga to come down to about an average of 115 shillings.
We believe we can be able to put a packet of unga on the shelves at 75 shillings.
As we go into the next week, we'll be waiting to see if indeed the promised lower food prices will be seen, because from the meeting at the Treasury earlier this week, the millers promised that starting Monday, you should be able to see the prices of unga coming down.